So good afternoon. Today we have got Pastor Lindiwe Sithole. She is our guest for Women on the Move. And as I've always said, this series is about different women doing amazing things. And, what best way than to speak to Umuntu who talks to our faith and who basically feeds us the faith. So, Pastor Lindiwe, just to get started, can you please just, introduce yourself and tell us who is Pastor Lindiwe?
Hey, hi everyone. Okay, this is Pastor Lindiwe, as Pam has already introduced me. I'm Lindiwe Sithole, uMasibiya wazalelwa from Durban, ngakhulela khona, and then now I'm in Newcastle, pastoring World of Praise Church International with my husband, Apostle Jackie Sithole, and we also have 3 boys. That is the family part of me.
All right, Ma. So did you start being a pastor, or did this journey start somewhere else?
Well, the way I grew up, actually, I wasn't a pastor, though people will end up calling me Mamfundisi when I was still a young up and coming girl, because I loved the Lord, and I loved organizing things for ladies. I was in a youth committee, and so I was very busy in church, but I was not a pastor, and I got married to a pastor. Still, I wasn't a pastor in a way until this pastoral mantle was discovered on me, and then I can say that's when I started to get this. What's this? The
Your calling.
Well, the calling has already been there, but the title itself.
Okay.
Yeah, the title started when I was already a pastor's wife.
Okay, that's so. So, as a pastor's wife and a pastor yourself, how do you feel? Because obviously you come across, you are feeding us faith. How do you feel as a woman? Because you are a woman, you're a pastor, and so you understand certain things that women go through. And obviously, as a pastor, you've got responsibilities that you have to the church. How do you feel? How do you balance yourself being a pastor, dealing with people's issues, as well as just this journey of being a pastor?
Let me hope I understand you well. Actually, it's not something difficult if it's something you have a passion for. So being a pastor, as I alluded, that the calling, I believe the calling was already in my life, because I'm a people's person. I love people, and more so I'm very passionate about ladies. But as just me, being a pastor, it's really something. It's got a lot of challenges, especially because I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm also a businesswoman. So, but I need to because that's my calling. So I need to make sure I do create time to feed the faith of the people. I need to make sure I do create time to feed this family, the church family. So it's not weighing heavy on me, because I'm passionate. I love it. Actually, I love to be there for people. It's just part of me to know what's happening in your life, and how can I help to speak those words to encourage someone. So it's not really something that is so hard for me to do. So, and the journey of being a pastor, I'm also enjoying it with the challenges. Actually, how I take it, Pam, is that each and every part of life, it's got its challenges. You might not be a pastor or even a pastor's wife, but you might be a businesswoman. There are challenges there. So if you're not called into doing that, and if it's not something you're passionate about, then the challenges there will wear you out. So it's exactly the same even in the pastoral journey. Being there for the people, being there for because I'm also full-time at work, so being there with the people we are working with, who also, where I have to come up with a cap of being a pastor, and also this other cap of being more like an employer, whilst in church, giving the love. So it's just a journey that keeps on unfolding, and it's very interesting. You cannot say you know it all. You forever learning.
That is amazing, because you can actually see it in you that this is just, it comes across, Guti, it's something that you love, and the people that are around you. But what I'd like to know now, as a mother, how do you balance that? How do you balance having time now for your children, because you've got another huge family that you take care of, but obviously your children also, they need your time. So how do you balance that?
I, it's just God. Actually, it's God helping me. Because when they grew up, we developed this tendency of taking them along wherever we go. We would go with them, but it's really not an easy thing. I learned, as we go. I learned actually, I saw that most of this is where most of the parents lose their children. So I would see those spaces whenever we go out to minister, and having to leave the children with maybe with other people who are helping and so on, and having them understanding. No, we understand, ma. That you have to go, it's okay, you can leave us, no, we'll be fine, and so on. But still, even if they say that, I know what I have to come back and try to cover up the time that I wasn't there, try to take them out, spend a lot of time. We spend a lot. I've got 3 boys. Well, God bless me with a girl now. So I've got these 3 boys and a girl. So I spend a lot of time with them. When we're at home, I want to play with them. I would let us sit, and I would allow them to speak to me what the things that they are not appreciative of from us as parents, like if they are not happy that we are leaving them now and again, if they are not happy that even if we leave but with this and that, so they are very open, especially with me. They are very open. So the truth that I can say, it's not easy. It's very easy to lose your children during the journey of pastoring. It's very easy to lose your children during the journey of pastoring. But it's been my prayer from day one, that Lord, I've seen a lot. What part of my background, Pam, is that I'm coming from my grandfather. My grandfather from the mother's side is the one whom God called to start the African gospel churches. Yes, that is Job Chiliza. So I've seen things unfolding in pastors' families, and my husband also is a pastor's kid. He was raised up by a pastor as well. His father was a pastor. So I've observed a lot of things happening in pastors' families, and even with our other colleagues, I can call them. And my prayer is, Lord, help me not to lose my children at the name of serving you. So I'll rather stay back and let the husband do what he needs to do, and let me be there for my children. So in a way, I felt like I did receive the affirmation from God that no, relax, I will not leave you, I will not leave your children alone. So God has been assisting us all the way. That's it's just per God's assistance.
Yes, it really, I think, one thing that is so important that you mentioned earlier on is that if you are doing your calling, everything's basically, it falls into place, because, it's what your purpose and what God has put you in place to do. Now, Ma, I know you've got a couple of other projects that you do on the side, and you've just given birth to one for young girls. Tell me a little bit about some of the projects that you do as Lindiwe, and what drives you to do some of the projects that you do.
It's love. Actually, I want it's in my heart to see people flourish. it's in my heart to see everybody gets better. I easily get hurt when I see someone not affording to do something, or someone failing because they don't have resources, or someone failing simply because they didn't know what to do when answers were there. So in my heart it's more like, Lord, use me as a tool to save as much people as I can, in different ways. It might not be me preaching to them, but just me having to encourage that person who is going through a certain patch in their lives. Maybe they lost their loved ones. I just have this heart of people. Last year we had quite a number of ladies who lost their husbands, and I felt like, Lord, what can I do to help these women, just to let them know that you are there for them, you care for them, and you have extended a hand towards them. You haven't left them, regardless of what's going on. So then I called them together. That's how it was birthed, just for me to share the love of God towards them. And of course, the Abusekho Women Arise. Well, women, ever since, I think from primary, if I'm not mistaken, I've been calling ladies together, and then we would sit and do whatever until high school, until I go to the college, in church before I got married. So with women, I really love to see women flourishing. I really love to see women not going down because they can't afford, when there is someone else that I can call who's got the skill, who can empower the one that I don't have a skill to empower. So my heart is just, it's just more out to say, even if I can't help you, but I know someone who can help you. So that's what I'm doing. And with the little girls, actually, when God gave me this vision of Women Arise, the difference with Women Arise is that I was having the church ladies ministry going on, but with Women Arise now, God expanded me to say, just don't focus on these ones. There are so many other ladies out there who need you, who need someone else to help them. So Women Arise was just for me to go out to anyone, every woman, whatever color, whatever age, and so on. And then whilst I was listening to that, and then God put this one in my heart of the little girls, actually from birth, where I can adopt them from birth, have a place for them to stay, and feed them, teach them, and so on. So I think because of that, seeing that I'm not ready to do that, then this one day the thought just hit me. Uti, you've got teenagers. Actually, it was through this GBV that's taking place. As I said, I've got boys. So this other time we were sitting with my boys, and they were telling me the challenges that they face with the girls who are whether approaching them, who wants, it's either to be engaged sexually with them. I mean, and if they refuse to do that, then they will start speaking things to them. So we're talking about all those things. And then I saw that there are a lot of girls also who don't have direction out there, and we will go around spanking and criticizing men and boys who are abusing girls, not aware that some of the girls, they are the ones who expose themselves to such abuse. And then that's where this girl thing, the teenage girl vision came, that okay, let me see how can I help young girls, how can I have a platform where I can speak to young teenagers and let them know that they don't need to have a boy for their lives to be affirmed. They don't need to have like maybe a boyfriend or someone else supplying for their needs and in the process abusing them. So that's when it started, and I was like, okay, what can I do? Maybe let me use whatever God has given me and reach out to them and give to them. And as I give those cosmetics to them and so on, then I will have a platform to sit with them and talk and let them know how precious they are. Let them know how powerful they are, even from the young teenage stage, because they start from 11 years going up. So I'm believing God that one is going to grow as well.
Wow, that is amazing, and you're quite right, Ma. It's important to start at foundation ages when you're having these discussions. And I love that you are having such an open relationship with your sons, because, being a mother of boys, I'm sure this topic of gender-based violence is such an important one to young men as well. In terms of understanding, where it comes from. How are you feeling? Because it's both sides. We need to make sure that we raise our children to understand the importance of respecting each other. And like you're saying, young girls, they also need that coaching, mentoring. And for me, it's a very passionate project, because I'm very much in love with young teenagers, and trying to make sure that their mindset is in the right space. So Ma, just as a simple or advice to young people, and also just business people that are in business, whether they are doing different things, because you've got a lot of hats that you are wearing. And what's come across is how much you balance and how well you balance that up. But if anybody wants to start something new and walk a certain journey, what would your advice be to them?
Firstly, I would say it's very important that before you start anything that you want to start, at least develop passion for it. Because I'll quote what's happening right now. During the pandemic, a lot of businesses have been attacked. Um, if you didn't have maybe a passion of your business, it's so easy for you to give up on what you started, because the challenges that we are faced with can easily close the eyes for you to see anything better going forward. So I would say it's important to have a passion for what you're going to start. And even before you started, just do a little research about it. Do a little research about it. How people who are already there, how are they coping? How is it going? What exactly is needed in it from your side? Not just finances. From your side, what is it that you need? Do you need to have knowledge? Do you need to study about it? Do you need people around you where that is concerned? Just get from the people who are already doing what you want to do. Get from them, how are they making it? What does it call for them to do that which you want to do? And I believe when the knowledge is there and the passion is there, usually would hear people saying, I can't start because I don't have money. Most of the businesses, they don't even need you to have money. They need you to have love for the business. Once you have love for the business, and then you start checking around, researching around, you'll be amazed that you can start doing something with what you have. One of the businesses I own is the guest houses. They started with what we had. It was we had a house, and we had a passion for the people. We are hosting pastors in church. This other time, that was the time when Dr. Miles was going to come around, and we're looking around trying to see where we're going to host Dr. Miles. And we're like, okay, we don't have exactly the place that will suit our needs that we want. And after leaving, after Dr. Miles left, we decided, no, let's host people ourselves. And that's how they got back. We started with what we had even before then. Resources follow the passion.
Wow. It's so amazing you say that. Every lady that we've spoken to has said exactly that. Start with what you have. Because I think one of the biggest things that happens is people will say, I'm not going to start because I don't have funding. And the reality is, you have to start with what you have.
You have.
That
And I
is
did
so
go from
inspiring.
there.
Oh wow, so inspiring, Ma. And I think my last question, and as we're having this discussion, you have embraced technology in the church quite nicely. You didn't let things stop you during this COVID time. You guys have just gone on and utilized technology, to bring the word across. So a lot of people think, perhaps churches going into a physical building. So I would like to know from you, from your side. Why have you guys, embraced this? And is it true? Is church a physical space, or is this way also working and allowing people to get the word of God?
Thanks, Pam, for that one. Actually, per church, it's so good that we had to learn that during this time. Church is not a physical building. Church are people. In churches, we would now and again emphasize the importance of going out to the people, because sometimes when we are inside the church, we relax and we forget that other people out there still need to hear the word just because we're getting it. So this, I think it has worked positively for us to go out there and be able to reach, because now we are reaching more people than we used to, than we reach in a physical space. Now we're going, I mean, miles and miles. We even overseas, we do get people who will comment now and again. What I can say also is, it's more like business. When you have something you like, when you have something you're passionate about, when you have something that someone must get, you don't allow anything to stop you.
Wow.
You just don't allow anything to stop you. So when the physical buildings had to be closed, we still have a word that people need to hear. And we still are passionate for people to get the answers for their lives. We still are passionate for people to learn that you can still flourish even when everything is negative around you. So we believe that we have a word that needs to go to the people. So we couldn't allow the physical space to stop us. And surely, it really made things very much, it's actually, we're now very comfortable.
Yes, so much is happening. And I mean, for me, what I enjoy the most is the women's network that Umama has got. So, we will be putting out some of the things so that guys can go in and listen and see what it's about. Ma, thank you so much. I think, for me, the themes that really come out is, the passion for what you do. It's bringing women together. I've been blessed to have spoken to women who believe and understand that, you are not alone in this world. You have other people that you need to work with and to uplift. And I think that is the only way that our country, and as women, we will start understanding that we need to build each other.
That's true. That's very true. I think it's one of the things we need to learn, and I believe we are growing in it. Even as women, I believe we are growing. We are growing in it. I mean, for the fact that God brought a person like you in my life, and already the connections that are happening during this time. So
it's a beautiful time. It's scary times, but a beautiful time. We're still in Corona, but we are learning and finding different ways to do things. And I think that, as much as this disease is a very difficult disease, but it has also brought on some positiveness. It has also brought on, times where people can do things differently and start approaching life differently. I think we've been brought back to basics.
Definitely.
All right, Lindy, thank you so much for your time. And we're looking forward to seeing more And as people watching this, I know some of them would like to support your young girls in terms of what they're doing, and watch the woman network connection and things like that. So yes, we will be looking you up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Be there now. Be there now.
Thank you, ma.
Oh, thank you so much, Pam. God bless you.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.